Peace. What's good, y'all? It's your brother God Science up in here once again. Shout out and a special salute to the few that do watch the videos and subscribe. I really appreciate y'all, true indeed. Put on this AC. Like the video, subscribe. Those that do, I really appreciate y'all once again. This is my review of Kwame's new album, The Different Kids. Had it for a while and been playing it. Dope album, man. The single Anybody is dope. That's one of my favorite cuts on the album. The album sounds like nothing out here. It doesn't sound dated. You know what I'm saying? It still has that old hip-hop flavor, but it's like a new twist, similar to like Clips. It doesn't sound dated, but it's that real. But Kwame always came different, and lyrics, dude is still there, man. You know, I remember reading one time where Andre 3000 was talking about what would he rap about, being his age, and there's so many things on this album, you know, being at the age that, you know, whether it's in the 40s or 50s, that you can rap about. Dude has a song called Welcome to Adulthood. You know what I mean? Talking about adult things, and it's dope. You know what I'm saying? It's dope. There's a fan base out here. Remember, in the 90s, we grew up, but we still love hip hop. So we still looking for that hip hop. And, you know, I don't get it. I understand, you know, sometimes as a producer, it's hard for me to make music, especially when I have like external stuff going on outside. Some people, when they're going through stuff, they're very creative, whereas, you know, like me, when I'm going through stuff, it's hard for me to like go in and make a beat. I gotta be inspired. You know what I'm saying? But dope album, man. Of course, like I said, Welcome to Adulthood, one of my favorite songs. Do sample Different Strokes. The Different Strokes theme song, and he did it ill. It was dope. Like I said, man, it's creativity. I like the creativity in the album. You know, it doesn't sound like anything out there. And you know, I've also followed Kwame because he's into toys. You know what I mean? Like collectors, you know, old, you know, Transformers, Voltron, stuff that I grew up on. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely could feel his vibe. Even back when he came out with the Boy Genius album, you know, we was all rocking polka dots. I mean, he had an impact on the culture. Y'all don't lie, man. I know, you know, that line from Biggie Smalls, nobody's gonna put on a polka dot at this moment. But I remember back then, I remember my brother had like this black and yellow suit with polka dots. You know what I'm saying? And he had the blonde spray in his hair. Kwame brought all of that out. I like a lot of people, you know, compare him to like Kanye of that time because he was so, you know, he was creative, but he was left, and he was producing all those albums, man. You know, I really thought that Herbie was doing all of it, but it actually was him. So he's a dope producer. And remember, at the time, like going into the early 2000s, he was putting out some. So as a producer, the production on this is tight. You know what I mean? It's some tight production, and you know, I think it's perfect length. I'm definitely gonna give this album what would I give this album out of mics? I'm gonna give this album, I'm gonna give this album 3.5 mics, man. It is dope, or even 4. I would say 4, yeah, because it's a dope album. You know what I mean? And the single Anybody, I think that's the most standout, and the beat is dope. You know what I mean? And what he's talking about is the state of hip hop, and he's not sounding like he's like one of these old dudes that's just, you know, bitching and just, you know, complaining, but he's pointing out stuff, and he's like, you know, is it only me? Anybody, it's dope album, man. And yeah, definitely, I'll give it 3.5 mics, man. Dope album, satisfaction, guaranteed. I don't know if y'all listen to it, but if you haven't, go listen to Kwame album, The Different Kids. This is a dope album, man. And this is his first album, and like, I think the last album he put out was like in 1994. And I was so into Def Squad back then, Wu-Tang, I didn't even know it came out until I went back and looked. Yeah, I was a Def Squad head and Wu-Tang head, but I was so into like Redman, which, you know, that's my favorite MC. But yeah, Kwame did his thing. He put out a dope quality piece of work, and it's something that I miss, where you don't just have hot singles, you have a piece, an album, you know what I mean? A quality piece of work that you can just listen to and go through. And it's dope, you know what I mean? It's just different to hear different types of creativity, and this is what, you know, I think we're missing from this generation, you know what I mean? Not saying that they're not dope, or, you know, they don't have skills or anything like that. I think it's just that they're scared to, you know, push the boundaries of music and do something different. Like, you know, where is the young kid, the young Public Enemies? Where's the young Tribe Called Quest? You know, and not saying that you have to make boom bap, but take it somewhere else. Take the trap somewhere else. You know what I mean? Do something different. Don't be scared, man. And I think the people that do that, they win. If you look at the illest producers out there, the Timbalands, the Kanye West, the Neptunes, their music was different. It was a certain sound, and people didn't get it at first. I remember when the Neptunes, which is one of my favorite production duos of all time, when they came out with the Old Dirty Bastard second album, I didn't get it. I didn't like it, because coming off of, you know, Return to the 36 Chambers, now it's this, hey baby, I got your money, and I know that was dirty. You know, that was dirty. Dirty. He was singing in his Good Morning Heartbreak. He was singing in his first album, but the beats, I just didn't get the Neptunes at that time. Even when they came out with The Mystical, I didn't get it. You know, I saw Pharrell up there, and I'm seeing it with cowboy boots and this truck. I'm like, what the hell? You know, but then when they dropped In Search Of, is when I was like, yo, these dudes is dope. Let me, and then I started going back and listening, and I was hooked. You know what I mean? But yeah, dope album by Kwame. Y'all listen there, check it out. Tell me what you think. Is it dope? Is it whack? I think it's a dope album. I've been listening to it for like probably 2 weeks now, and yeah, man, it's a dope album. Definitely in my rotation. Sorry about that, y'all. Sorry about that. Like I said, we live here. You know what I mean? Anyway, yeah, dope album. Check it out. Right now, I'm listening to Ice Cube, Man Up, which is sort of a sequel to Man Down, which was a dope album. Salute to EA Ski, man. He got some dope. You know, I follow him on definitely one of the producers in the producer community that, you know, motivates and, you know, definitely has skills, you know. But yeah, I'm listening to the album now, so I'm gonna do a review on that. I just heard Mobb Deep new single. I am praying that they don't, that, you know, these dudes been in the game. They know that they have to bring it, and I'm just praying that Habit brings it this time, you know, because after Murder Music, I'm not gonna say Infamy was whack, but it just didn't have the same like Murder Music. I think that was the last. I always said that was the last classic, but then American Nightmares was dope, slept on album, you know. But yeah, Murder Music was probably the last great no skip Mobb Deep album to me. So, you know, I got a lot of, you know, I'll do some reviews on that. But, yeah, that's me and my Kwame album. Dope album, Kwame. Salute to you, man. And, yeah, this year has been great for hip-hop, man. Great for seeing, you know, these artists coming out, you know, still got it. You know, lyrically, the dude is sharp, still sharp. And it just shows you that this age limit crap that, you know, we're programmed with is just BS, you know. No other genre of hip-hop, of music, has this age limit where you have to stop at a certain age, and you shouldn't do music after you're 40, and a bunch of rules. Like, where the hell did this come from? Like, if you love something and you're passionate about something, how the hell why would you just stop doing that at a certain? That's like saying you shouldn't paint if you're an artist after you're 40. Like, it doesn't make sense. But, you know, we're subconsciously programmed, like Styles P said, man. We're subconsciously programmed with this crap. And I think it's actually done on purpose to separate the youngins from the, you know, the elders, so they can show them, hey, you know what I mean? There's stuff going out here that you can talk about, and not just this shoot 'em up. How many chicks I screwed today, and you know, you can bring some more content to it. You know, everything has a place, but everything needs to be balanced, and I think that's the problem with hip hop. It just got unbalanced. But enough of my ranting. Tell me what you think. If you watched it this far, I appreciate you. Like the video, help out a brother. I don't ask much. I am working on certain things to like upgrade my videos so I can get more views, because, you know, I've been doing this sitting in the car thing for a while and just talking, where people used to make fun of me. Now when I look on YouTube, a lot of people do the same shit. Makes no sense. But anyway, man, I'm out. Y'all stay safe out there. I'm trying not to get into all of this crap that's going on out here. You know what I mean? Stay focused, do your thing, and see y'all on the next one. All right, peace.